where we show you how to make the connection between your money and your mindset while creating mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health. I am your host, Kene Corder, best-selling author, speaker, and financial therapist. One of my favorite habits is this one, habit number 21. Habit number 20. Habit number 20, but actually habit number 21 is my most favorite, so I'm kind of like anticipating that. But this is habit number 20, which is be a decision maker. Now, ever since I was just a wee little girl, I was a decision maker because my mother empowered me to learn to make decisions. And it seems like the theme, usually when I'm about to give one of these videos, there's a theme going on in the people, in the energy and the people around me, and decision making is the theme for this week. I've had a lot of conversations about being a decision maker. Now, a lot of times we spend life, we go through life letting decisions be made for us. And the reason that happens is because when we were wee little children, our parents told us, do it because I said so, right? Have you ever heard that? Have you ever said that to your children? Do it because I said so. Well, let me tell you what I learned from my mother. My mother taught me to make a decision. She would wake me up in the morning saying, Kene, are you going to school today? Well, of course I'm going to school today. And of course it's not an option not to go. But she always made it sound like it was. And because of that, I made the decision to go to school. And there were countless opportunities she gave me to make my own decisions. But one of the things that she told us all the time was, if you do something because you decided to, because you thought it was a good idea, you'll get in less trouble than if you do something because everybody else was doing it or because you didn't know what else to do, right? So what are you doing in your life right now that is not you making the decision, but you following, or you just waiting for decisions to be made for you? Because sometimes that's what we do. And let me tell you, if you are waiting for decisions to be made for you, 9 times out of 10, you won't like them. Probably you will resent them. But because you waited for decisions to be made for you, rather than being proactive, which is another prosperity habit, rather than being proactive, or not even being proactive, just acting, just taking some action rather than waiting. That is what makes up for a prosperous life. When people hear me say be a decision maker, a lot of times that makes them think of owning their own business and being able to make their own hours and have autonomy. Absolutely, that is a possibility. Autonomy is one of the biggest characteristics of prosperity. Most of the time, like, everybody has their own idea of what prosperity means. I ask that question of pretty much every client. What does the word prosperity mean to you? And how do you know when you have it? And they'll tell me what it looks like. A lot of times autonomy, freedom, these are words that get put in when they're trying to make their decision on what prosperity looks like, or try to come up with the idea of what prosperity looks like. Because of that freedom, that autonomy, those words like that, that is decision maker. You can't decide right now maybe what time you go to work, but you can put yourself in a position to decide what you do first when you get there, right? So there's sometimes a trade-off. And maybe you're watching this video and you're 17 years old and you have parents that really tell you what to do or govern what you do. Well, go by what they say, their rules, but ask them for what rules that you can make in the house. And you add to the decision making of the house. Now, if they've been the kind of parents that tell you, do as I say, then it may take some time before they get to the point of relinquishing some of that autonomy and that freedom, because a lot of times people want to have control and they think that control means they make all the decisions, but those are two different things. Making decisions and having control are not the same thing. First of all, you have no control. You only think you do. That's first. Second of all, decisions, you are influenced. There, you can influence, but you can't control. You can regulate, but you can't control. You see where I'm getting at this? And if you don't, no worries. Keep listening. I'll tell you more. Wealth and Wellness Wednesday is really about how to reduce the amount of stress, anxiety, frustration in your life, because those things take away from your health. When you are producing cortisol in your body, your immune system cannot function properly. This is why it's so important to be peaceful, to be calm, to be still, to learn how to make decisions that reduce stress. Now, sometimes people think that decision making is stressful. Try not making decisions and see how stressful that is. I'm serious, it really is. It seems like it could be stressful to have to decide, pick between two choices, and what if you pick the wrong one? So what? At least you chose. Would you want that decision to be made for you and it be the wrong decision? Probably not, right? This is where that resentment comes in. This is where that frustration comes in, because then you become down on yourself, and then depression can set in. So you see how these prosperity habits add to your health, because if you are not employing these prosperity habits, you can reduce your health, and you don't want to do that, because when your immune system shuts down, then you can't heal yourself, and your body can't be proactive. Your body can't stop disease from coming to you, whether it's a cold, a flu, or cancer. All of it starts with your immune system. If your immune system is not healthy, then nor will the rest of your body be. And it will show up in different ways. Now, here's the other thing. When you are not making decisions, the universe will get your attention. So it'll throw you a little pebble and say, hey, this is what you should do. Now, you don't make the decision. You sit back and you wait for the universe to shift. And usually the universe shifts in your favor. But when you're not making a decision, favor is to help you learn the lesson of making a decision. So that is the universe shifting in your favor, because what is in your best and highest good is for you to learn this lesson today, right now. And so the universe will get your attention bigger. They'll make the disease bigger or stronger. They'll make the person in your life more frustrating, more hurtful, so you can leave them. They'll make the job harder, so you can leave it or change it, or shift positions in that job, or appreciate it, because sometimes that is the lesson in this. And that gratitude adds to your health as well. The feeling of gratitude gives you oxytocin. So when you get that chemical going in your body, that actually boosts your immune system. That actually helps you not be addicted to other things like drugs or alcohol or cigarettes. So when you are giving and when you are gracious and you have gratitude, then that gives you a certain feeling in your body that makes health a lot easier. And that's why you see people who, they say that it's better to give than receive. Well, we'll talk about that next prosperity habit, but I'll say it's good to give and receive, because you feel that same feeling. You're going, whether you're giving or receiving, there's the same emotion and the same chemical produced in your body, whether you're giving or receiving. So it feels really good. But let's focus on the decision making. Decision making is this. It is not difficult, but what I know for sure is that you don't want to make the wrong decision. So instead of not making the wrong decision, you make no decision, thinking that that will help you. Well, that won't necessarily help you, and sometimes it will hurt you. If you become a man or woman of your word, if you dig down deep into your integrity and you make decisions for your life, then you will be a happier, more peaceful, and you will reduce stress and frustration in your life. Then you will add to your health, increasing your mental, emotional, and physical health. And not to mention your monetary health, because how does this connect to your wealth? Well, when you are a decision maker, now remember earlier I said sometimes being a decision maker for some people means having their own business. And where that may be true, having your own business may be helpful for you, but not everybody should be a business owner. Some people should have a support role. Now, as a support role, if you do your job to the best of your ability, you end up being a leader. I don't know how many times I've talked to leaders, to CEOs and executives who say their assistant is their boss because their assistant tells them what to do, right? Their assistant makes the decisions. Have you ever tried to make an appointment with somebody and they say, talk to my assistant, she knows better than I do, right? That is because they knew that making a decision to give that person autonomy, give that person the power to make decisions over their life was the best decision. Then that person knew, that support staff, that assistant knew that assistant, he or she, needed to have the power to make decisions. So just because you're not the boss or the executive, the CEO, or whatever C-suite position, president, you don't have to be a president to live a presidential lifestyle. Oh my God, that was good. I like that one. You don't have to be a president to live a presidential lifestyle, because even an assistant can live a presidential lifestyle, because as long as you know your power, as long as you are willing to make decisions and say, this is what needs to happen, when, and you stick to those decisions, because prosperous people, they are quick to make decisions and slow to change their minds. Broke people or frustrated and stressed out people are slow to make decisions and quick to change their minds. And when that happens, all you do is frustrate yourself. But so be a decision maker. And we can talk about how to do that in a one-on-one consultation, or if you want therapy with me, financial therapy or therapy otherwise, then you can if you're in Georgia, you can make a one-on-one appointment with me. If not, you can be part of our group coaching. And what you need to do in order to find out more about that is head on over to presidentiallifestyle.com. At presidentiallifestyle.com, we can give you can join the mailing list, get reminders of these videos. You can find out what's happening at presidentiallifestyle.com. You can take courses, you can get one-on-one coaching or therapy with me. You can take the money quiz. If you go to presidentiallifestyle.com/money-quiz, you can take the money mentality quiz and find out your money mentality, because knowing your money mentality will help you become a better decision maker. Because when you know your money mentality, you are clear on your strengths and your challenges. And when you are clear on your strengths and your challenges, you'll know when to delegate. That's another prosperity habit. And when it's time to delegate, you delegate to another decision maker. Because even though that person is so to speak, your assistant or your support, they are powerful in what they do, and they are strong enough to make decisions. Thank you, Denise. Mother, the money mentality quiz is very insightful. It is. And by knowing your money mentality and also knowing your partner's money mentality, because that is something I work with my couples on. If you know your own money mentality and you know your partner's money mentality, then you can reduce the amount of arguments you have. I am so passionate about the money mentality quiz because I have seen it work. And I know that money mentality quiz is just the beginning. Once you take the money mentality quiz, you're going to want to know more and more and more. And you're going to want to adjust and adjust and adjust until you become the president money mentality, which is the money mentality that just gets it all right. Don't you want to be a president? And like I said earlier, you don't have to be a president to live a presidential lifestyle, but learning how to become a president is by watching these wealth and wellness videos and really paying attention to your prosperity habits. Now, I know what you're thinking. We're on prosperity habit 20. You're like, this is a lot of habits. But guess what? You already have a lot of habits. See, somebody had to point that out to you. So why don't you just shift the habits you have to more positive habits that serve you better? Because all you need to know is what is for your best and highest good. And if it's for your best and highest good, then put forth the effort to adjust it. It may mean you have to adjust 20 things in your life. You may even have to adjust 30 things in your life. But isn't it worth it? Because those 30 things are adding to your stress. Those 30 things are adding to your frustration. So since you're doing habits already, wouldn't it be great to have positive habits? That's a novel idea. Well, that's our Wealth and Wellness Wednesday for today. Thank you for joining. I am Kene Corder, best-selling author, speaker, and financial therapist. Send me your questions and I'll answer them live right here on Wealth and Wellness Wednesday. And if you want to know more about what we do at Presidential Lifestyle, head on over to presidentiallifestyle.com/courses and you can find out how you can continue to connect with us and take your prosperity consciousness to the next level. I am out. I got stuff to do. What do you have to do? Go be productive or delegate if you don't want to do anything for today. But check out more of these Wealth and Wellness videos. You'll hear all the prosperity habits, and stay tuned. Next week, we're going to talk about gifting, giving back. All right. See you soon.